Well, folks, I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Bad Dudes for the NES. And this game is pretty much a port of the arcade game of the same name, which is a two-player co-op game. And the premise of the game is that there are two guys that's been hired to rescue the president of the United States from a gang of ninjas called the Dragon, and it's had this opening sequence of a general as they say the president has been kidnapped, and it ends with a question of, are you bad enough to take on this gang of ninjas and rescue the president? And the game has 7 stages to it. First one is like the city streets, the trucks. One stage where you're on a truck, you go to the sewer, forest. Where you're on a train, you're on the section where there's a lot of snow on the ground, and that's the last level of this gang's base where you rest and where you fight the final boss on a helicopter. And once you beat the dragon leader, you pretty much save the president. That's pretty much what the premise consists of. You know, plus there's like somewhat of variety with the type of enemies that you face. It's like mostly like blue ninjas in blue gear. Yeah, so there's like a red one, the lady ninja, dwarf ninja, all that good stuff. Even a samurai. Plus, the game has 7 different bosses. One of them is Karnov, which is another like a Data East protagonist, got his own game, and like a ninja who can split into like 5 ninjas that fight 4 of the ninja clones, and all that. With that, anyway, there's like you can there's like if you beat pretty much kill a red ninja, you get like a time extension. You can get like this one can look like a Coca-Cola can. Those are like the power ups. You don't I wouldn't technically call them power ups, but this you have the time extension, you have the health, and you have the nunchucks and the knife, which are the only 2 weapons in the entire game. One thing I did notice about Bad News is that it's pretty similar to Double Dragon from the standpoint. I would say the first Double Dragon game is that the arcade version is a two-player co-op, while the NES version is the two-player alternating game where you take turns. Sir, honestly, I never got that about the first Double Dragon game and Bad News in that. Why why couldn't it be a two-player co-op? Because two there's been other two-player co-op games that were released on the arcades at first. They ended up becoming a two-player co-op on the NES version, like Contra and Super C. It's kind of like it wasn't, to me, that wasn't the best programming decision to make it a two-player alternating game, even though the arcade version is a two-player co-op. Uh, that was honestly, that is not the biggest gripe that I have with the game. And with that being said, I'm just gonna go over the gripes that I do have with the game. And truth be told, as a whole, Bad Dudes is one of those games that hadn't aged well since it was released. You know, one of them is the graphics and level design. That those two aspects of Bad Dudes did not age well at all. Especially when you compare it to the arcade version. That's kind of like saying a lot because the graphics and gameplay could be wasn't good, but it was definitely better than the NES version in terms of graphics and gameplay. Well, I'll say it's more so graphics and the level design is better than the arcade. The arcade version is better than the NES version did when you compare the graphics and level design. And soundtrack, I can honestly say that it is like it lacks variety and it's mediocre. You have like one part, there's one music piece where it's like you hear it on the truck station and the train station, and the other five like we got it same pretty much got the same music to those five levels. Pretty much when you talk about the head, the dragon's headquarters, the street, the sewer, the forest, and the snow level. So it should have been more variety to the soundtrack. Not only that, the bosses pretty much has the same music, all seven of them. I would say Karnov has a little bit of variety when you fight him, but it's pretty much like a remix of the music for the other bosses. And then when you beat, then there's the soundtrack for the music for the end credits, which is an 8-bit version of Hail to the Chief. And quite honestly, this 8-bit version of Hail to the Chief is mediocre, and it is on the forgettable side. So they could have. So in my opinion, they honestly could have done better with this particular soundtrack. It's just pretty forgettable and generic, you know. And the worst aspect of the game, in my opinion, is the game. It's control. The A button for jumping. Not in a lot of the beat 'em ups for the NES, B button is for punches. A buttons for kicks, and you press both for jumping. And in my honest opinion, that was a bad programming decision for this particular game. They could have did the same thing as far as programming is concerned. Plus, it's when you want to do a spin kick or a jump kick, it's hard to pull off, especially with the especially with the spin kick, you know, out of the two. Because if you want to try to do like a spin kick, a lot of times you end up doing the jump kick, and these ninjas can run into you as a result of you trying to do the spin kick, and you lose health when you do that. You know, another thing about the gameplay, you mostly relying on one move when you charge up B button, and once you release it, you will hit one of the ninjas for like an instant kill, and it'll kill any other enemies that so happen to be behind them. So it's like Like the gameplay to me is real generic, forgettable, mediocre, and honestly, on a turdfest level, I would definitely give it the controls 3 because it's like how bad it is real noticeable. In the boss battles, it's pretty much like the game, generic, mediocre, and outright forgettable. Now for the beat 'em up fans, I would say I wouldn't recommend this to even the most hardcore of beat 'em up fans, because of there is nothing about this game that I consider good, As far as the score is concerned, I would give it a 6 out of 10 because they could have did better with, like, in my mind, with the music, gameplay, the boss battles. It's like pretty much everything about this game. So with that being said, if you if you disagree with my review, or if you have if you have any memories about playing this game, or you still own it, or whatever the case, you can mention it in the comment section. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to push the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Mike 5989 signing off.